So now we shift our attention to the creative industry, which has
Yes.
been getting a lot of international attention from Nigerian musicians and music, getting the prestigious Grammy nominations to the movie industry. That's Nollywood, growing to be arguably the second largest in the world.
That's true. There were also lots of collaborations with international global music and even movie A-listers, while several superstars visited Nigeria throughout this period.
The Nigerian creative and entertainment space is perhaps the sector that has received the least government attention over the years, yet it continues to grow at an impressive rate. As of 2017, the industry was rated at about 1.42% of the economy, a period when the oil sector with all its investment is rated at 11%. The then Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, announced at a creative summit that the federal government is looking to provide tax holidays for investors in the sector.
We're looking at a situation where, like has been done in other countries, we provide tax relief for those who will invest in your industry, those who are ready to venture and risk.
In music, the decade witnessed a return of international music platforms, including Sony and Universal Music, about 3 decades after they left the country. In a chat with Entertainment News, Sifo Labini, the group president for Universal Group in Africa, explained why the Nigerian Afrobeat sound has become a coveted staple in world music.
Is lively, it's full of energy, humor, and it has that cheeky banter, and I think it's refreshing.
Now, Nigerian acts including Davido, Wizkid, and Burna Boy are now selling out concert venues that used to be the exclusive preserve of global stars. Burna Boy, in particular, is closing the decade on the high with a Grammy nomination in the Best World Music Album category. In the movie industry, the box office earning for a single movie rose to its highest this decade at over ₦500 million naira for the movie The Wedding Party 2. Nollywood as an industry was also recognized for the first time at one of the Big Five film festivals with the 2016 special invitation to the Toronto International Film Festival. And the following year, Genevieve premiered her original Netflix production and directorial debut, Lionheart, at the film festival.
Of course, I'm immensely proud of my daughter.
Amidst all of these accolades, Nollywood has, however, been showing signs for concerns. First, it no longer dominates the major categories in continental awards. Also, box office revenue for Nigerian movies has been on the downward spiral since 2017, even with more viewing screens.
It's not about quantity of movie productions, but it should be about quality of movie productions. Even if we do 4 films a year, and those films can translate into box office earning, and both internally and externally, we will do well as an industry.
In the fashion world, fashion shows got bigger this decade and attracted more personalities in the fashion industry, including Naomi Campbell, Oren Barre, David Talley, and Vanessa Kingori.
I think that the kinds of brands that are coming out of Nigeria right now and the whole of the African continent are really exciting.
While the new year and indeed a new decade is just around the corner, the Nigerian showbiz industry stands with so much potential and hope for a catalyst to accelerate its growth to achieve its now obvious potentials.
All right, so the entertainment industry has had its fair share of very interesting things throughout the decade. We have in our Lagos studio right here, she's Miss Peace Anyam Osigwe. She's the founder, Africa Movie Academy Awards. Thank you so much for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you.
Now, we just saw that report. Seeing Naomi Campbell from the fashion industry coming to Nigeria. Just a few weeks ago, or a few days ago, we had Cardi B, from one of the biggest names in music in America. President Emmanuel Macron came just some time ago also.
That's true.
These amazing personalities coming to Nigeria, has it put Nigeria on the limelight? Has it done anything positive for the creative industry?
Oh, obviously, it has put Nigeria in the limelight, but what really has happened is that the Nigerian creatives have put Nigeria in the limelight of the world. So it's actually the other way. We're driving the narrative because people are so interested in what's coming out of Nigeria from the creative industry, it's attracting the world to us. So if we weren't so energetic and full of life despite all our challenges, I don't think these people would be coming.
But haven't we always been energetic?
Oh, yeah, but we also...
What are we doing differently now?
Well, it's more exciting times. We're more experimental. We actually stressing ourselves and bringing out, I mean, you can look at music. We've gone back to our own music, and that's really hitting all the world. So you walk into anywhere in the world right now, you're bound to hear Nigerian music. In clubs, in shopping malls, at the airports, you're bound to hear one Nigerian music. And that's been going on right from the beginning when P Square started. And you have D'banj, and then you have Wizkid, and then you have, Tiwa, and then Tenny has really just
taking it a notch higher, right?
I'm just crunching the figures. I'm trying to crunch the figures in my head. If you see that the creative industry is doing just below 2% of the GDP. Now, this is the money part. Yes, there's the excitement and the energy part. So the big question is, how can we get the creative industry to do better? I mean, contribute better to the GDP, just from less than 2%?
I think there is well, I keep saying that there's a lack of understanding about the ecosystem of the creative industry. Okay, so let's put it this way. Let's take Lagos. I wonder if the Lagos state government has measured the kind of impact the last 3 months, let's say October, November, December, has been on the, in terms of entertainment. The inflow of people, the shows, fashion shows. You had the GT Fashion Week, you had the Lagos Fashion Week, you had AMA, you've had a concert back on back. You've had stage shows, you've had film festivals, you've had awards. So it's been crazy in Lagos. So the point is, who is measuring it? How much are the gate fees? How much are the attendance? So they need to measure that. And that would now give the Lagos state government an idea of what to expect, but it's only going to get bigger in terms of revenue generation. Yeah. So the figures is when you think of the tables that were sold, and almost all shows were sold out. Future was sold out. So let's take that for an instance.
But Future is not a Nigerian.
No, but what I'm just saying is that it just shows what's happening in Nigeria. So you had, come on, even Naira Marley last night was
all over the news.
Part of the Dirty December, I think.
Right? No comment.
We're Dirty December. But talking about awards, let's tell you that your darling Channels Television, yes, we're #1. We have opened and closed the decade with a bang. That is so sweet to say.
Definitely.
Besides other numerous national and international awards, we won the Nigerian Media Merit Awards for the best TV station of the year, a record 8 times out of 10.
Let's just run through those years.
All right.
In 2010.
In 2012.
In 2012. 2013.
2015.
Oh, you omitted 2014.
Oh,
that's right.
And
then there's 2016, 2017.
And of course, this year, 2019, we got it.
That's right.
The number 10 symbolizes so many things to lots of people, one of which is that it signifies the full cycle of life and the beginning of another. But at Channels TV, the number 10 indicates another milestone.
The National Broadcasting Commission Prize for TV Station of the Year. TV Station of the Year. And the 3 nominees are: first, AIT; second, Channels Television; and 3, TVC, TV Continental. And the winner is Channels TV.
The 10th Gong of Excellence, presented at the 23rd Nigeria Media Merit Awards in Lagos.
You're taking that from her, not from me. The gong, yes. The gong, because he can carry it.
congratulate the organizers, especially.
Just in time, the chairman, CEO, Channels Television, Mr. John Momo, walks in and delivers his remark.
I was waiting for this. I was so waiting for this. Please.
But on behalf of Channels Television, the management and staff, I want to say a big thank you to everybody. In particular, I want to say a big thank you to all our viewers around the world who have kept faith with us, who have made sure that we remain number one. I also want to thank the board of this prestigious Media Merit Award Trust for their courage, which is what we require in this country today. And I'd like to thank my staff, all of them who are hardworking. They work as if their lives depend on it. I'd also like to thank my amiable wife. She's not here tonight, the only vice that I have, my vice chairman. And I'd like to thank all the winners and to say bravo to everybody. This is our 20th year. This is the 10th award for the 20th year. And finally, if I think that the award was truly by our own efforts, I'll be making a mistake. This is to our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you very much indeed.
The NMMA had earlier on presented other winners for the night in the print and radio categories, including Gimba Ramah as Best News Anchor, Punch Newspaper and Radio Nigeria.
They wanted to show the check and your certificate.
And the gong
Of excellence.
of excellence.
Individuals who have contributed to growing the industry were conferred with distinguished leadership awards. But before the curtain closed for the night, Dr. Christopher Kolade, who is a member of the awards board of trustees, had his moment.
Maybe the single grouse that I have today is that you're not doing enough to tell us what is good about ourselves. You are telling us all of the things that we're doing wrong and all of the ways in which we're trying to catch the criminals among us. And you see, for a person like me, that I struggle every day to try and do something good and so on, you're marginalizing me. I feel marginalized. And therefore, I want to speak on behalf of all Nigerians who are trying to be good, all Nigerians who are trying to do what is right, all our students who go to university and get first-class degrees without paying for it, without doing, all these people who are doing good things, I want to speak on their behalf. Give us as much prominence in your media as you give to the corrupt ones.
Channels TV has previously won the award in year 2000, then 2001, 2003, 2004, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2013 and 2014. Chris Elems, Channels Television News.
Well done to Channels Television, to all of us, and to you for always being there for us. We still have Ms. Peace Anyem Osigwe, founder, African Movie Academy Awards, in the studio. We're still talking entertainment. Now let's take a look at the film industry. From box office figures, cinema revenues came in some low, some high. I mean, I know that Your Excellency, Merry Men, Living in Bondage is actually raking in 150 million naira at the moment. We've had Bling Lagosians, many interesting movies, Sugar Rush, I mean, you can count a number of them. But give us a breakdown of how this money is actually distributed. Is a producer actually getting this 150 million naira? Or, yes, what was that?
Hello. The taxman gets his cut as well. The cinema exhibitors and the distributors also take their own cut. So even if when you make 150 million, that
doesn't mean that.
Yeah, it's, let's just say you could almost share it into three, and that's what it is. So we're not yet breaking even yet. We need more cinema screens, but we need affordable cinema screens as well. It's not everybody that can afford what we have at the moment in terms of cinema. However, You know, there is a lot going on in this space. So it's been, the year was slow. So it was Bling Lagosians that was the only film most of the year that did cross the 100 million mark. But this Christmas we've had Living in Bondage, which is so far the highest gross for this year so far. But Merryman is right behind it, doing very well at the cinema. Sugar Rush, which came out last weekend as well, and Her Excellency. So Merryman is over 100 million too, so is Her Excellency. Sugar Rush had an exciting weekend too, 57 million.
Wow. There goes your Dirty December.
That's a movie, Dirty December. But you see, a lot has to happen because we can't not just have Dirty Decembers. We want to be making those kind of figures throughout the year. And so, and we'd also like to see some more serious films also get the kind of support that our comedy genre gets during the Christmas. I know that it's a little bit difficult, but we have to build audiences, and we're going to have to try to build those audiences by having more affordable cinema.
Thank you very much. That's an amazing place to end this segment of entertainment. Thank you so much, Peace Anyam Osigwe, founder, African Movie Academy Awards. Thanks for your time. We hope the next decade will be fantastic for the creative industry.
I'm sure it will. It's an exciting period.
Thank you. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be delving into the world of sports. Stay with us. Wow.
So it has been a memorable decade of sporting achievements in Nigeria. Let's begin with basketball, where the country recorded remarkable success. Recall the D Tigers won the 2015 AfroBasket Championship, while the D Tigress did it back-to-back. I mean, what a man can do, a woman can do better.
Yes,
in
we
2017 and 2019.
Well, the Super Falcons continue their dominance of women's football in Africa, winning the ALCON titles in 2016 and in 2018 after 19 years of wait. The Super Eagles won the Africa Cup of Nations in South Africa back in 2013.
So let's take a look at our journey, sports-wise, definitely. And to do this with us, we're being joined by Mr. Ikedi Iseguzo, who's a sports journalist and former chairman, editorial board, Vanguard. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
Right. Now, as I say, it's always the exciting world of sports. But for Nigeria, how would you rate our performance in the past decade? Has it been exciting for us?
Well, I want to put a different focus of what we've done in the past decade, or the finishing decade, as it were. So much emphasis is laid on where Nigeria won or didn't win. But I would think we should put a lot more emphasis on policy, which we haven't done. In 2009, we did the Vision 2020, everything about what sports should do and how to do it. And nobody touched that document up to this moment. Then there are issues of the turnover of ministers. We've had 35 since independence, and we've had 7 in 10 years. So in 10 years, we've had an average of a minister doing 1 year, 4 months. And you can't get any stability of policy in that type of setting. We have been asking for the National Sports Commission, which should be tenured and set up by law, so that we could have people knowledgeable in sports and who have the time, because they'll have a tenure to do sports. So Even if we are changing ministers every 6 months, that won't affect the policies we are implementing. Then there are issues with areas of rewards. We don't have a system for rewards, such that the basketball team, even if it wins the World Championship, might not be treated as if it had done anything. And part of that reward, again, is the fact that we do not have a policy established on how to treat sports people in terms of rewards, or even things as little as medical if they get injured. Then we also do not act with any sense of history in the terms of the things we do. Next year will be 56 years of the Nigerian team taking part in the Olympics in Tokyo. And that was the first time we won a medal. We won a bronze medal, Nojim Maegu, or won the bronze medal from boxing. But we are stepping into Tokyo next year, that's 56 years after, with a lot of uncertainty. And I don't even think any of the athletes know the importance of the fact that we won a medal there 56 years ago and should not leave that place without winning a medal. Then, as we were talking, the celebrations for winning, we went to the World Championships in athletics, and we won a bronze medal from long jump, women. And that's from Esther Brume. It was her university in Turkey that celebrated her. I think she's living on holiday in Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Ikedi, sorry, I have to cut you short quickly before we go. What can be done to achieve proper development in sports? In 30 seconds, give me your last final words.
We need to have the National Sports Commission back. And the government has to answer a key question: why does Nigeria take part in sports? If government is able to answer that question, then it will decide what to do with sports. For now, nobody knows why we take part in sports. So when we win or lose, we're explaining our presence in sports.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ikedi Isiguzo, sports journalist, is a former chairman, editorial board of Vanguard. Thanks a lot for your time, and thank you to everyone who tuned in. That's it on our special end of decade review. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for staying with us. I'm Anne Nwawodo.
And I'm Kayode Kikelu. But just before we leave, there are also major appointments during this past decade, appointments that left major landmarks. So let's just walk you through some of those appointments now.
And we'll also be talking about our awards from Channels Television.
So let's leave you with this. Channels Television started the decade on a high note and ended it on a much higher note with this award, the 13th Best TV Station Award from the NMMA. And that's what we leave you with tonight as we prepare for a new decade.